Hey guys, I'm so happy to be back and doing another video. This video is the one that you guys have been asking me about for a really long time on how to cover up hyperpigmentation. I'm going to be using a product in this video called Makeup Forever Camouflage Cream. This is the one that I'm going to be using. It's pink. And just to give you guys a little bit of background, pink cancels out gray. Nobody's skin is naturally gray, obviously, but sometimes your skin tends to be a little bit darker in certain areas of your face than others. And that's something that's really common on darker skin colors, like African American skin, Indian skin, West Indian skin, things like that, that just have more pigmentation and color problems. That's because of the melanin levels in our skin tends to be more, and therefore we can get these unsightly sort of areas in our face that look a little bit darker. To the normal human eye, it's something that's not really very noticeable, but of course to yourself, you tend to notice more about yourself than anybody else, right? So it's really annoying after a while to use two different foundations. That's what I did for a really long time. I would use one foundation for my face and a different one for my chin and for my forehead area. And that got really annoying because, when you're on the go and you want to hurry up, you don't want to carry around 2 bottles of foundation everywhere. It's not that practical. And if you use one foundation, for instance, if you use your darker skin color foundation, then your entire face is going to look darker. Or if you use the lighter one, then you're going to create those unsightly gray areas of your face. So I found a new method for you guys, and I hope you enjoy this video. Keep watching if you want to see how to cancel out that gray. Okay, so the product that I'm going to be using, which is an amazing, amazing product, is Makeup Forever's Camouflage Cream. It's in the color pink. I hope you guys can see that. And pink is known to always cancel out grays. In my previous hyperpigmentation video, I showed you guys like a salmon-y color. And the reason for why salmon works as well is because it's like pink, but it's a little bit lighter, so it's better for people who don't have as much pigmentation. But for me, I don't know, maybe it's because of the fact that I'm a makeup artist, but I notice these things a lot more. So I'm going to use a straight up pink color. This is a sample, I just ordered mine. But I'm going to grab a little bit on my pointer. Place it in all the areas that kind of get gray for you. Usually it's the chin, mouth area, but it can also be the side of your forehead and even up near your hairline. So yeah, this is gonna look kind of ridiculous. You guys are probably thinking, how is this supposed to go away, right? But it will. Okay, so don't put on a ton to where you know that it's not gonna cover up under the foundation, but put on a good amount. Like, you should be able to see that my chin is pink now. Then I'm going to be using Mercier's Tinted Moisturizer SPF 20. And this is just going to show you how good this looks because all I'm using is a tinted moisturizer, not even a foundation. Okay, I'm going to put it on my face. You guys can tell it's a little bit darker for me, but that's okay. It's summertime and I like to be a little bit tanned. I'm gonna rub it into my skin. And I have primed my face with MAC's SPF 50 primer that I always use. In the area that you put on the pink camouflage cream, be careful, you don't want to rub it off. So also use patting motions instead of rubbing motions, but you also don't want to not cover up the pink by being super gentle. Okay, so now you can tell that it's kind of a dewy look. You shouldn't be able to see any pink. And if you do see a little bit of it, it's going to be gone in just a second. While I'm going to let that soak into my skin, I'm going to go ahead and put on my under eye concealer, which is the MAC Pro Longwear in NW35. This stuff is amazing. A little goes a long way, and it looks really, really good in pictures too. I always use the MAC 224 brush to put this on, so that's what I'm going to go ahead and do right now. A word of advice, don't put on this concealer before you do your bottom lash line eyeshadow, because I've done that and the eyeshadow just bleeds and so does the eyeliner and looks like a really terrible mess. So that's one side, you guys can see the difference. And I do like to go really light on my concealer so that this whole cheekbone area really looks highlighted, and you know, the first thing you notice about my face would be my eyes because of this light color under here. But you guys can do like an NW37 if you're my skin color and you think this is too light for you and too obvious. But the thing about this concealer is that when you first put it on, it looks really obvious, you can see it, but within 10 or 15 minutes it's completely soaked into your skin and it looks really, really good. No one can even tell that you're wearing concealer. Okay. I always keep a rag nearby too because this pumps out so much that you're always end up going to waste some. You're always going to end up wasting some. And then what I'm going to do is that for me, I love this tinted moisturizer, but I don't want to look as shiny as this makes you look. So I'm going to grab MAC's Mineralize Skin Finish in the color medium dark. It's a really pretty color. Big fluffy brush, 150 by MAC. Ah, I have so much fallout now with this brush. Make sure to get all the areas that you've put the pink on pretty well. Okay, so here is my face after putting on the pink and after putting on the tinted moisturizer everywhere. You shouldn't really be able to see much of the pink at all. You might see a little bit, but in a little while I promise that it'll be gone. It's a really great method, so you guys should definitely try it out if you have this problem. This is the easiest way to do it. Also, Makeup Forever has many other colors in these. This is a pink, it's meant to cancel out gray, but they have greens and blues and, you know, whatever to cancel out different types of problems for skin, like really red skin or really sallow undertones, you know, lots of blue veins, things like that. So you guys can pick a color if, you know, this isn't your problem, but this is how it works. And also, these are made for this specific thing. They also have a range of foundations, or I mean a range of primers that does the same thing. However, I did buy the pink one then also, and the pink just didn't work as a primer. It didn't cancel out any of my gray. It was too light for me, so I needed something with a little bit more coverage, which was this. So if you guys don't mind adding this extra step, it's a great, great product, and I'm going to zoom you guys out and talk a little bit more about it. Okay, so obviously for the purpose of this video, I paired this pink camouflage cream with the Laura Mercier Tinted Moisturizer. However, you guys can pair it with whatever foundation you want. I've tried it with the NARS Sheer Glow and that looked great as well. One thing that I did notice, that I'm noticing obviously, is that because it's summer, I want something a little bit more light and something that looks more natural, and to me that was the tinted moisturizer versus a foundation. So if you guys feel the same way, then I would assume that this would work with any other tinted moisturizer as well. Also, another method that made it look really natural for me is that, you know, my forehead, I guess, does have the graying problem as well, but it's not as noticeable as my chin. So what I would do is I would wet this elliptical sponge and then put the Makeup Forever, or sorry, put the NARS foundation on here and put it on. That would give me a lot less coverage, make it look a lot more natural. Also, the water helped to make your skin look a little bit more dewy and moisturized instead of mattifying, even though this is Sheer Glow. So that's another way if you want to make your skin look really natural with this pink camouflage cream. And just because the sponge had water in it, even when I went over my chin, it's not like it didn't cover it up at all. It still looked really natural. So I hope this helped you guys, and if you have any questions, feel free to ask me.